Peace, everyone. I am Omeja Mojanique, and I come to you today with some processing that has been going on within myself. There's been some losses, some lessons, and some gains. Get into it. All right. Let's go. Let's get into this. The losses have been pretty heavy, while also understanding that there's something to gain through these losses. There's lessons, and I appreciate it very much. I also am aware that when I'm in these losses, I do not feel all the time the lessons and the gains in that moment. Only the hurt and the pain and the trauma, or whatever of such losses. And they've been, like I said, quite heavy, also enlightening, painful, liberating, and strengthening. Can I put that back in there? Other side. Yeah. I've been getting into it. I've lost a friend. I've lost my kitten, the one I spoke to you about a month ago or so. He's no longer with me. I've lost a cellular device and a significant other. And I'm going to break down each of these things in no particular order, but they are in order. Whatever. Okay, starting with the cellular device. So I dropped it. Had some things going on and wasn't quite present in the moment, and I dropped it. And this one made my screen go completely black, and I was unable to access anything at that point. I've hooked it up to other devices to no avail. It hurt because I have a lot of information on there, a lot of thoughts, a lot of my thoughts. I put them in my notes, just things that pop up in my mind, different lessons. Most of them are geared towards YouTube videos. And what I've gotten from that, the hurt from that was just like, oh my God. I did not say what I was supposed to say at the time it was given. Sure, I was to jot it down at that moment until I was able to get to do the video. I had time to do these videos. I just never did them. So, yeah, I lost my notations. There were some significant images, and to me it hurt pretty bad because, again, I did myself a disservice because I didn't produce the videos that I know I should have in that very moment. So that was a loss. The lesson was to do it. Get it done. When you're given something, decide in that moment to do the thing, to get the thing done. And that's it. That was my lesson, and the gain. The gain. I'm going to do this. I have to now. I have to. It's a state of urgency because if I lose these things, I'm going to be troubled. And I don't want my heart to be troubled. There's a scripture that says, "Let not your heart be troubled." So then I must do the things that I'm told to do in that moment. And that's that. Painful. Processed it. Got through it. Learned it. Doing it. And that's why I'm here before you today. Yes. Okay, so the next one would be my friend. I lost a friend. And I still consider them a friend in that I'm continuing to learn in regards to what we had going on. And, I feel like I'm a very transparent friend. I tend to give people a manual to me, to Omeja Mojanique. here's how to operate with me. Simple, easy, communicate. I love communication. It helps me so much. It brings about such clarity. You know what I'm saying? It allows for um, it prevents issues when communication is had. Um, and so boundaries were set and boundaries were run over. Um, they stopped talking to me for like 8 days. And it was unbearable. And with that, it triggered me. Um, because the trigger was abandonment, being ignored, being rejected. And those are things I realized from my childhood that that's something that has been coming up. It's just been coming up. And it's obviously something I need to process to let go of. More letting go. So, I appreciate it very much. I do. I really do immensely. Because, again, the song Bag Lady, there's a fly in my house. I'm gonna have to pause this because I ain't got time. I do, but I don't want to make time. Ha! Got him! Alright, back to what I was saying. What was I saying? Alright, so the manual. Yes, I tend to give people a manual, tools, if you will, to allow them to know how to best operate within this interaction. And I feel like it's simple and easy. So again, the triggers came up. And again, that's something I need to work through. And it reminded me of the song Bag Lady by Erykah Badu. That song is so deep and heavy. I might just post that video. There's so much to gain from that. I mean, because we really, honestly, I know I do, need to let go in order to alleviate myself of old habits, old traumas and dramas and addictions, people that no longer are for me in this space and time. They serviced what I had going on during a certain period of time. Now I am here. We no longer need to walk on this same journey because it's very vastly different. So again, with that being said, I appreciate all these people. I appreciate all these experiences to allow me to know what I want to do, who I am, or to at least be in search and find what these are for me, who I am, and what I want to do. So yes, back to the friend. At some point within this, though, I don't know why I was doing this. At some point within the 8 days, because I was being hurt and I felt abandoned and I felt ignored and rejected, I became a victim. That she was intentionally doing these things. Now, mind you, intentionally not talking to me, that's an intentional thing. Especially when I come to your home and whatever else. That is intentional. When you purposely do these things. So that is intentional. There were some lies. She knows this. I don't like to be lied to. It's simple, especially when people want to just yell out and just all the time, I'm grown. Are you? Are you? I kind of feel like that's their inner child trying to speak up now, looking back, hindsight, whatever. So, when it comes to being honest, that's something I've had to deal with. And just now, just popped in my head, that's something I did as a child. I would lie to my mother because I was afraid, I was fearful of what could possibly happen, what the outcome would be, right? Telling the truth. Whoopings were a thing. But I realize I'm an adult. They're adults. What do they think is going to happen if they tell me the truth. I don't know, because again, I didn't talk to this friend for 8 days. And after that, we didn't talk afterwards. We just haven't talked since. And so, like I said, I became a victim, and it took me to a very unhealthy space, unhealthy place. And once I realized that, I was taking a shower one day, and there were some things, like I said, that were said in the beginning. The reason why this discourse happened, why 8 days of non-talking happened. There was a situation where we had some words and things were said and whatever. What I've come to learn is that that the lies that I feel, the lies that I hear, those things are true for them. So technically, they aren't lying to me because it's true to them. It's true for them, even though their words and their behavior do not align at all. At all. And they want me to believe them. And I simply cannot, because I see you so clearly. My eyes are open. I have on contact lenses at this moment. Sometimes I wear corrective lenses. What are eyeglasses? Yes, that's the word. I see you. So, again, it put me in a space of feeling like a victim. And once I realized that that's their truth, it was just the greatest aha moment. That baggage just fell off. Like I showered it off, it went down the drain, and everything was a-okay. I felt great about that. And so it makes it easier to forgive and to forgive myself, you know, and I appreciate it. I just know within these triggers, though, there's a part of me that, okay, my inner child, because it triggers that, my inner child feeling abandoned and rejected and all of that. I go into this protective mode, not feeling safe, not feeling, I guess, almost worthy of the truth or deserving of it. I guess that could be synonymous. And so I go into this protective mode or hyper protective mode, and I tend to experience strong anxiety. I used to be not blind. I understood these words existed. I was just not allowing myself to own that for me, because I kept feeling like I would be taking away from those who were clinically diagnosed. So I would never ever suggest that I deal with depression or anxiety. Just until recent, I realized I gotta stop doing that to myself. I'm doing a disservice to myself by not acknowledging these things that I do feel and experience. I used to say that I experienced strong sadness, and I didn't know what the anxiety was. I couldn't really pinpoint it. It just was a thing that occurred. I want to say it wasn't even really a thought. No, I would say I was anxious, but I would try to again pull that back, because it was like, I can't be anxious. I'm not clinically diagnosed as someone who has these issues. Nor would I ever go to a doctor to be diagnosed. Woo, 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 woo. All right, moving forward. So now I'm in a space where I have to acknowledge these things are a part of what I've been experiencing and experience in order to best service myself, to best deal with myself. You know, what do they say about alcoholics? They must first admit or acknowledge or something to the effect that they're alcoholics before they can start healing. And so that's something I realized that I've been lying to my whole self, my whole person. I've been lying to you, and I'm sorry, Omeja. Please forgive me. I do. You good. You good right here, right now. You feel me? Because you see you. So, yeah, it was just one of those things that, okay, it is quite easy for one to lie to oneself. It is. Because we want to believe that this is this way or that is that way or whatever, for whatever reason. And so, being triggered, going into this protective mode, I tend to spiral. And all the things that have happened in life can surface. It's gotten a lot better now in that it doesn't feel so heavy and so present and so now, as though I'm reliving that moment. Now it's just, okay, that came back up. That's interesting. It doesn't need to be here. Let me process this. Let me process this shit. Move on. Move on to something else. Because I want to feel happy. That's my ultimate feeling, is to be and stay in a loving heart space and to feel happy. Like, I enjoy that. That's, woo, I feel enveloped. You feel me? It's no matter, it doesn't matter what goes wrong. It's never wrong. It just is. And so being in that space allows for things to just simply be observed and not absorbed. And so, again, the spiraling can happen. It tends to, I feel, kind of manifest as anxiety or a panic attack. And I tend to say a lot during that moment. I'm saying a whole bunch of words, and all of a sudden, I'm no longer present. And so it goes, just goes. I'm still there. I'm still saying and doing things from what I understand, because I wind up coming back into talking. And because I'm so hot with what's happening, I'm still going. I could still go. I don't know where or why I blanked out at this point. What was said? Apparently, Omeja, this person did not need to be present for that part, but you did. And I apologize for what you received. Also, I'm thankful for what you've received. I'm pretty sure it was a necessary thing, and I'm okay with it. You know, I feel like it shakes up foundations. These triggers, of course they do. They're a necessary thing. I feel that they are very necessary. They're helpful. They may be extremely painful, extremely annoying, create anxiety, maybe enrage. You need to let that surface. That's a part of a thing. That's a thing. I would say for myself, it's a thing, and I imagine it's a thing for most people on this planet right now in this space and time, wherever you are. Otherwise, it wouldn't happen. So, yeah, triggers allow for a great uprooting of old things that need to be done away with. All right. Um. Oh yeah. Okay. Uprooting of ideas, patterns, and paradigms and experiences. It allows for healing and growth, clarity for the mind, body, and soul. A renewing, if you will. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's a great way to say that. Baggage holds you and keeps you in a certain head space, body, spiritual space. Triggers are like, you done with that. That's over. that doesn't do anything for you anymore. So what I'm gonna do is, yeah, this about to happen, about to pop off. Get this dance. So, I love it. I love it. I do. Ultimately, I love it, and I'm grateful. Truly, I'm grateful. I feel lighter and lighter daily. All right, let's just move forward. Okay. So then, let me see, because I wrote a lot. Let me see what I'm gonna do right now. Yeah, okay. So it's one thing I wanted to say about triggers. Um, for me, when I go into the spiraling and I think it winds up going into like this anxiety, panic attack, or whatever. I liken it to being intoxicated, heavily intoxicated, where you have the person still doing the things, whatever the things are, and the next day when you find out and talk to them about it, they are totally unaware of doing the things. But to you, they seemed very aware, very present, but they were not. They were not. So I liken it to that, or sleepwalking, or whatever that allows for your consciousness to be like, not today, we just gonna take a back seat and allow whatever else to pop off to happen because So, so yeah. I appreciate that. I appreciate them. I do, cause I'm getting down and through them. They come in rapidly, and it's just like, oh, emotional roller coaster. Um, and so, with that, I appreciate this friend again. I want to make sure I say that I appreciate what has occurred. I'm in a space of I'm just open to my experiences. I've forgiven myself and her. Um, and we're co-workers, so we're going to be co-workers. That's for sure. And it was just one of those things where I felt very guarded. I wind up feeling very guarded. And being hurt is a serious thing for me, and I imagine it's a serious thing for most people. It's just the way that I'm processing it, and sometimes I can hold on to it and harden my heart, and just wanted to protect myself from people that could potentially hurt me, and that's any and everybody that I am vulnerable with. All these people can hurt me, so it's like, am I just going to be closed off? I remember how that feels. That doesn't feel good, and that's not a fun journey. So, probably not going to do that. So, yeah, I am aware now that not everyone is intentionally lying to me. Not intentionally. It's their truth. Whether it's a lie and I know it or not, it's their truth. Okay. Now to my kitten. That was my buddy. I lost him. I was at someone's house and I was cooking, music was on, and I didn't hear anything. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, two large beasts were playing with my cat in the harshest of ways, tearing him apart, jumping into him. And I heard while I was cooking to go check on him, and I did not because I felt that he was okay. I was like, oh no, he's in the room, he's good. Apparently, he was not. And so, when I finally did come out, I walked in and I saw his body covered in saliva, lifeless. It hurt me, something serious. Because from day one, I told this dude that I would protect him. And I did not protect him. And I felt that I failed him miserably because I didn't get a kitten to have him die. It wasn't my thing, it wasn't fair to him. And so while I was dancing, cooking, and having fun, he was being murdered.